Governor Polis just delivered his State of the State address outlining his plan for next year.
He talked about everything from education and jobs to crime. One issue Polis says he is prioritizing is housing. According to the governor, due to high interest rates and home values, 83% of Colorado parents worry that their children won't be able to afford to live here in the future. Polis says fixing this will be a group effort, but Republicans have their doubts.
Simply put, we must create more housing in our state that Coloradans at all income levels can rent or buy in the communities where people want to live near job opportunities that pay well. And by reducing housing costs, we will also help decrease homelessness in our communities.
The governor on housing, I was encouraged that this year he wants to talk with local governments more, but that was a hard lesson learned for him, and I'm not sure he's really learned it, that those solutions are not going to work without local community involvement, engagement, and buy-in.
Joining us now is political specialist Shaun Boyd, who is at today's address. Anything surprised you today, Shaun?
Not really. I expected him to focus on housing and transit, and he did, offering the same solutions he's been pushing for the last year, including giving people the right to build accessory dwelling units, getting rid of occupancy limits, and especially incentivizing more housing around transit hubs, as well as investing in more transit. The governor identified federal dollars for rail, but it's unclear where the money for additional bus service would come from and whether there is a demand for it. I sat down with the governor after his speech and talked about how quickly we could see more affordable housing. We're short 100,000 units, according to one study. He said he's cutting red tape at the state level, but it will likely take a couple years. And frankly, a lot of this is up to local governments, and they helped kill the governor's big affordable housing bill last year. Maybe the only surprise from the governor's speech was when he acknowledged there is a sense of hopelessness and despair around housing, which kind of goes against the notion that the state of the state is strong. We are ranked 45th in the country for housing affordability right now. A task force will make recommendations to the legislature on property tax relief in mid-March.
We know that has been a hot topic.
Huge.
On the topic of jobs, the governor said that there were 2 jobs for every opening for every unemployed Coloradan. What did you think of his plan to get more people employed?
You know, everything goes back to housing. You know, he said part of the problem is that people can't get housing near jobs. But the governor told me that another problem with job openings is that people don't have the right skill set. Some can't afford college, and a growing number of young people just really aren't interested in college, which is why Polis also plans to increase state government apprenticeships by 50% and help create 100 new apprenticeships in the private sector in the next 6 months. The governor also signed an executive order a few years ago that eliminates college degrees for most state jobs instead of hiring based on an applicant's real-life skills and experience. Still, in a survey by the Colorado Chamber, businesses said a lack of skilled workers is the second biggest impediment to them expanding here. The number one is regulations, and the governor hinted there are more of those to come this legislative session, especially around air quality. The chamber says Colorado is ranked 36th worst in the cost of doing business, which is really disturbing, and it's largely because of our regulatory climate.
As you said that he's gonna tackle this and maybe add some more around air quality. Will he lessen some others, you think? Did he hint at that at all, or no?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah. Not specific regulations, but
right.
He did talk about, you know, reducing regulatory burden. But certainly in terms of environmental regulations, we will see more of those.
More coming. All right,
Yep.
Shaun, thank you so much.